good to see you. No, it's
too.
been a while. We worked together for a while, and you know, over at the high school where we worked together, I still think about the principals and the teachers and all my friends. So tell me what's going on over there. I hear you have a new one.
Yeah, our principal's gone. He got the cluster director position, and so we have a new principal. You know, it's always difficult with a new principal. He's just he has some really high expectations, which is good, but sometimes some of the stuff he wants us to do, it just seems like it's really time consuming, and it's like, I don't know, anytime you have a new principal or a new boss, you know, they want to put their own policies and procedures in place, and so
Yes, they
we don't like change, but we're trying to get used to it. So.
Well, that's good. Well, it's really good to see you. I'm so glad that you're here. Why don't you tell me what's going on? What's the purpose of our visit?
Well, I'm here because there was a fight in my classroom, and it's really got me freaked out. I was just teaching a lesson, and I heard some noise, and so I kind of looked around, and then it just kept getting louder and louder, and I go over, these two girls are screaming at each other, and then the fists start throwing, and I tried to get them to stop, and while I was trying to break the fight up, I got slapped in the face, and so, yeah, it was really bad. They were all bowed up and throwing punches, and so, you know, I was really surprised that, I don't know, you know, I just hadn't ever had that experience, and so I'm having a lot of anxiety about it. I've lost my confidence in the classroom, and it's eating me up. I'm really having a lot of problems with it.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Oh, that is awful that you would feel like that. I completely understand. You know, one time when I was teaching in high school, I had to break up a fight, and I was very uneasy, just like you were feeling, you know, about having to be faced with that situation again. So I certainly understand what you're saying. But you know, other than being anxious, am I hearing you say that you also feel a little less confident in your classroom?
Yeah, I really do. I just, you know, if I hear any noise, it's making me nervous. If the kids get up and move around, I get really anxious. And before, I didn't really pay that much attention to the noise and the activity in my room. You know, it was just part of it. But now, I feel as a teacher, I should be directing them to their seats and making them be quiet and you know, have more control over what's going on. And I don't feel like my classroom is near as much fun as it was before, and I know it's for my anxiety. You know, I just don't feel as confident.
I see. You know, I can see this is a really big concern for you, and as well it should be, you know, for how you have the structure of your whole class, and it's important to you, and I understand that. You know, being in the school system, we have administrators, you know, high school principals, assistant principals. These administrators are put in place for their duties, but one of their, you know, job duties is to support the teachers in their classroom. So if we're thinking about the administrators of the school that, you know, you're still at, you know, what do you think they should do in order to support you in this situation, you know, of helping you feel more control in your classroom?
Well, you know what I'd like for them to do? I'd like for them just to take these two girls out of my classroom. You know, I don't know, maybe they could change their schedule and put them in a different class, give them another teacher. That's what I'd like for them to do.
Yeah, well, so really what I am hearing you say is that you would be more comfortable if the girls were not in the classroom.
Yes.
And I understand that, definitely, you know, but, you know, administrators, they have their rules, and they have their little procedures, and that may not be an option, unfortunately. Yes, it may not be an option. So, if that's not an option, let's talk about, you know, something else. So what are some maybe alternative things that you could do to kind of minimize that anxiety?
Well, I know, and I know they won't move them out of the classroom, but that's what I'd like for them to do, you know, and I know it wouldn't be fair to the other teachers, and that's really not a solution, but I don't know, I'm tired of feeling this way, so I don't know, maybe I could change the seating arrangement, maybe, you know, make sure those girls don't sit near each other, and think a little bit about in those terms, and I don't know, maybe I could establish some routines, maybe have some more strict routines, and just like I guess at the beginning of the year, just start over again and teach the routines and teach the expectations, and gosh, it's a lot of work. You know, on top of all the other stuff I already have to do, but those things probably would help create some more stability in the classroom, and you know, I think I should probably too try to establish some more positive communication among the students, maybe do a lesson or some kind of an activity where they're interacting with each other and getting to know each other maybe a little better, and maybe try to make them where they're supportive of each other instead of at each other's throats. That would probably be good.
It would be. You know, it sounds like you're a really confident teacher. It really does. That's what I'm hearing. And you know, these measures that you're talking about, if they are put in place, I feel very confident myself that that is going to minimize that anxiety that you're feeling.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I don't really feel very confident, you know, but I know I need to do something before the anxiety completely takes over my life. And I want to be successful as a teacher, and I want to be a good role model, you know, and I really do feel like I used to be a lot more confident. So, yeah, so probably if I do these things, it'll get me back to where I need to be.
I think so. You know, I heard you mention the positive communication. So what are some ways you think you can encourage this positive communication?
Well, maybe, you know, create some socially interactive lessons that allow the students to get to know each other more, like I had said, you know, maybe on a more personal level. And then they'll support each other and not I don't know, just they'll be friends instead of just fighting all the time.
Yeah, you're probably right. You know, it sounds like you've really opened the door to some new alternatives to this anxiety that you're feeling. You've developed the anxiety from the fight. You know, we know that, we've established that, but we've also looked at some ways that's going to help you become more confident in your classroom, and that's most important, because when you exude confidence, the kids are going to, you know, see that, and they're going to behave accordingly. You know, and if the student is not removed from your room, which it can happen, you know, then go ahead and arrange those desks in that non-threatening way that you talked about, and you know, establish those routines, you know, that you want them to do. That's going to also promote that, you know, connectedness with the students and that positive communication. So, you know, I think that these are some real positive changes that, you know, you can put into place before our next meeting. So, if in between now and our next meeting, if you know, something arises, a situation arises that, you know, we need to discuss, then, you know, give me a call and we'll set it up.
Okay, well, I hope there's not a fight between now and then. But,
me too.
Thanks,
me too.
Carrie.
It was really good to see you again.
It's good to see you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.